Okay, so today we got our 1998 Jeep Cherokee XJ, and we're going to be looking at the neutral safety switch. So, one of the few issues with this is in the cold, for some reason it doesn't like to start sometimes, but not because it's low on battery or anything like that, it just doesn't even attempt to do anything. Sometimes the brake light would come on the dash when you try to turn the key. This little light would glow red. And I don't know, sometimes it would start with the door open, sometimes close. It would like change depending on weird stuff like that. But of course it's a really warm day out and it works, so I can't show you the issue. But I do know that it happens when it's cold. So, put the key in. Does it start? It starts. Would you look at that? But, just for demonstration purposes, if you go to turn the key, and it does this, or it doesn't start. And of course, let's see if I can get a shadow on that. Let's see if you can see this here. See how the brake light lights up like that? That, my friend, would be a neutral safety switch issue. So, yeah, if your Jeep doesn't start, try wiggling the shifter. You'll have to kind of do this two-handed, move the shifter around and turn the key until it starts. It should also start in neutral, just like that. Alright, enough, Christ. So, yeah, I can't show you when it's not working, but, you know, when it doesn't work, it acts like it's in a different gear. So, I'm going to pull the NSS out, or the neutral safety switch, and we are going to clean it. So, that should be exciting. Okay, so first off, where the heck is it? Well, let's go on a journey. Okay. So, underneath the passenger side, near the exhaust. So, if we look, this nice flat square thing is our transmission pan. And next to, well, actually on the transmission, is our neutral safety switch, which is right here. So, there's not a ton of room, especially considering you know, hot exhaust is nearby, so that should be fun. So I recommend doing this on a cold engine. So what we have to do is there's a bolt that holds this on somewhere on the top right. I can't really, there it is, that guy, that white thing, that's the bolt that we have to remove. And then on this giant nut you can see some little fingers that hold that on, so we will have to bend those out and loosen that. That nut should not be very tight, and then we can pry this entire NSS off. But it's not quite that simple, because there's also the wiring to deal with. And I don't even know if I can show you that, but the wiring goes up and probably somewhere into the engine bay, so we will have to unplug it as well in order to get the whole thing out. But once we get this damn thing out, then we can take it apart and clean it, because it just has a bunch of contacts in there that are probably dirty. So give it a good once over scrub, get all the crappy grease out, and your Jeep should be able to start just fine every time. Oh, so it's gonna be one of those kind of days, huh? Cool. Holy crap. No, really, guys. That's a great idea. That's excellent. That's solid. I like that. Oh no, you can take the front clip off, right? You only got one ball here and one fucking in here. Yeah, Fuck you. Damn straight. Fucking turd. Okay, step one. Take this 12mm bolt off the top. Let's see how bad she is. Ah, that's not bad. Cool. Actually, before that, step one, put the damn thing on jack stand so you're not crawling all over your bag. Oh, here it is. I just got mine sitting under the lower control arms. Or, you know, just lift it 6 inches. That works really well too. So, take this damn thing out, and we'll start pulling those little tabbies and loosen that nut. It shouldn't really be all that tight to begin with. And we'll go from there. Hopefully we can pry it off. Okay, so next up is that big nut. So if you can see, I peeled off those little tabbies so we can actually get that thing spinning. If you can't get it by hand, a 7/8 inch socket fits, I think. Is this 7/8? Oh, fucking come here. Yeah, okay, so we got ourselves a 7/8. It's probably metric, but, you know, if it fits. And now it loosens up by hand. So, I've never actually taken one of these off before, but Bleepin' Jeep has, and he made it look really easy. So, what his method is to loosen the nut up most of the way, but not all the way. And what we're going to do is this center shaft is connected to the transmission, not the sensor. So we stick a prying device between said nut and we kunk, 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 and the thing should slowly come off. So let's see if it's as easy as he made it look. No. Not quite. So first off, that nut has to be on there pretty far. I actually looked inside and it's only got like 1 or maybe 2 threads and then like an outer collar thingy. So yeah, this has got to be threaded on really far, otherwise you just pop the nut right off the threads. But I actually got the pry bar in there and I gave her a little push and it moved. Look at that. You see that? Genius. Matt, you beautiful genius. Excellent. And then after that, he used like a flathead or something to get more leverage. So let's see. You can't really see what's going on behind the scenes, but I'm holding the pry bar with my shoulder so that my other free hand, my only free hand, can do this. So you'd put something here so that the pry bar has something thicker to sit against, and then you pry some more, and you'll get it to go farther. Okay, not gonna lie, she's on there with a bit of tension, but eventually you can get it to wiggle off the entire shaft. Okay, so now our switch is free from the transmission. Lovely. Okay, now for the exciting part. So if you can see that, there is a zip tie holding this wire up to that wire. So we'll have to give it the little sneepings so that we can take the darn thing out, and we'll have to follow that up to the engine bay and unconnect it. Then we can take it apart. Fun fact, these zip ties do not need to be clipped to come off. You just got to push this little tab up and then pull. So that little tab you can push this way and it'll come right off. It's a reusable zip tie. Cool. So we're gonna wiggle that out a little farther, and see you later, bud. Bye. We'll follow that up and see where she is. So if we follow the wire brick road over here, you'll notice that this big fat gray connector is for the neutral safety switch. A little bit of a pain in the butt to take out. You got to squeeze the little button down here and separate. I had to stick a flathead in there just to keep it separated so I could pull, because the damn thing didn't want to let go. So anyway, now she's all freeski. There was a zip tie up here, an actual zip tie that we had to snip. Weren't so lucky on that side. So anyway, now I think we can drop the load, yeah? Bombs away! Freaking and fracking around up here, eh? Come on, down you go. Bastard. Ugh. You want to become a mechanic, huh? This stuff's great. It's, yeah, become a mechanic. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love the way you look, I guarantee it. Yay! We did it! Oh, God. Okay, so let's take this guy over to the healing bench and work on it. So it looks like we got a bunch of screws, all Phillips. Phillip. Take that out, and we should be able to separate the case and see the goodies inside. Oh boy. Well, that was easy. So yeah, you just take the screws out and give it a light little and it'll come right apart. So that right there is your neutral safety switch. So when you shift, this done slides around, and those little copper bars make contact with these guys over here, and yeah, it tells the computer what gear is shifted in where. Now, I'm not exactly sure what these are supposed to look like, but that looks a little funny. Yeah, I don't know if that's good or not. There's like a big chunk missing out of there. I wonder if that's the park and neutral bits. Oh dear. So those are spring loaded, and they're just chilling in there with some grease. That's good to know. Okay. Boingo, boingo. Whoa, okay. Bouncy. Interesting. Oh. So I guess when we assemble it, this should be face down so that they stay in place. That's good to know. Alright, I guess we'll get the wire brush out, give her a little good scrub and wipe down. It should look something like that. Very clean, very shiny. So after seeing this cleaned up, I think that that's how that's supposed to be. So that is A-OK. And same over here. I pulled out the pins and cleaned them up real good. And made sure that the springs do the springy ding things. So we can tell that they're not too worn. This one looks like it's a little worn, so maybe I'll flip it around so that way the other side can wear a little better. Maybe. But besides that, yeah, she's looking pretty solid. Okay. So then all you do is take this side and pop it onto there, and you're good to go. I might put a little dielectric grease in there. I don't know if that's really going to help anything, because that's the thing. Dielectric grease is dielectric. What that means is it prevents electrical connections. So, do you really want to put that? I mean, but I guess you don't want, you know, electrical grease, because then everything would short out. So, I don't know. I really don't know. I'll probably put a dab in there just to feel better, but I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't resist. I put the smallest, tiniest, ittiest, bittiest smear of dielectric grease, and all good. So, one thing you can do is actually test this. So if you hold this part, you can actually spin the assembly while it's in there to make sure that it spins properly. So you can actually feel the resistance. You want to feel it nice and smooth. It's not getting hung up. Now, the one time I put it together, I felt like it got hung up, and then I heard a little click, and then it started turning, and I'm like, that's weird. Took it apart. One of the springy pins actually fell out. It got caught and fell out. So, you know, if you hear any weird clicking or, you know, things like that, take it apart and check it again. So now she spins nice and free. She's all nice and clean. We can go put it all back together. Okay, so now we put the thing back together. Luckily, it actually slides on there pretty well. So all you gotta do is rotate it until the that square drive indexes with the inside, and then you can just pop her right on. A little pressure, make sure she's nice and flat, and you're good. So we have to put the bolt into the top there, because otherwise it's all loosey-goosey. So we're gonna crank it down just a little. We're gonna plug that plug back in, and we're gonna see if the shifter works in the proper selection. If it does, then we can put down those little clippy thingies and call her good. Okay, so the bolts are snug. We fished the wire up and plugged it in. Okay, so now then, let's see if it works. Okay, so if we're all good, okay, we're in park. Hey, we're fucking cooking now, baby. Throw it into the neutral. Hey. Okay. Alright. So, that's how you do it. That's how you take out a neutral safety switch, curse out a hood release cable, get really greasy, and fix something that was already fixed. You learned something? I did. Alright, I don't like these new Jeeps. Okay. Since everything checks out, we can come down here. And all you gotta do is bend those little pins down so that way that nut doesn't come loose, and we can tighten up that bolt a little bit, and she is golden. Extra bonus points if you want to try to fish that zip tie on, but that's it. So okay, there you go. That's how you take out a neutral safety switch, clean it all up, and put it all back together again. So hopefully you learned something. You can do it on the vehicle and on a stock vehicle too. So there you go. Time for me to clean up